Grosjean's got a little bit of a run. Alex Palou got a little sideways exiting the lane.
When you think of motorsport, you picture a world of speed, strategy, and incredible engineering that captures the attention of millions. We love motorsports because we are naturally drawn to speed. It gives us thrill and excitement that makes us feel free and help us escape everyday life. It's like speed is hardwired into our DNA and we cannot get enough of that adrenaline kick. And that's exactly what any form of motorsport delivers. In this video, we will discuss about IndyCar and NASCAR, the two most famous car racing events in America after Formula 1 and MotoGP. We will explore what makes these events so special and why they keep thrilling fans year after year. So let's begin. IndyCar is a premier open-wheel racing series in the United States, known for its diverse range of tracks including ovals, road courses, superspeedways, and street circuits. Each track type has its own challenges, so drivers have to adapt to their strategies. IndyCar seasons typically have around 17 to 18 races, usually running from March to September, featuring high-speed single-seater cars. Though these races happen all over the US and sometimes in other countries, the Indianapolis 500 or Indy 500, held at the iconic Indianapolis Motor Speedway, is the most famous event. IndyCar is known for its fierce competition, cutting-edge technology, and the incredible skill and the courage of its drivers. Now let's talk about the rules. IndyCar teams have to follow a strict set of rules for building their cars. For instance, all cars must use the Dallara IR12 chassis that comes with a standardized IR18 aero kit. These cars can hit top speeds of 240 miles per hour and they don't have power steering, so drivers really have to work hard to keep their cars under control. On paper, IndyCar is a spec series. That means all cars are technically the same. They use the same chassis, tires, and aero kit. But teams can tweak other technical aspects to gain an edge over their competitors. There are 10 teams on the IndyCar grid and each team can run up to 6 cars. Only Honda and Chevy can manufacture the 2.2 liters V6 twin-turbo engine for these cars, which can produce between 550 and 700 horsepower depending on the turbo boost used at each track. Even though IndyCar might look like Formula 1, it does not have a drag reduction system. Instead, it has something called push-to-pass. The drag reduction system in F1 works by opening a flap on the rear wing of the car, which reduces drag and increases straight line speed. The push to pass in IndyCar is different. It's kind of like Nitros in a video game, but with a twist. The drivers can use push to pass for a total of around 200 seconds per race, but they can only activate it for up to 20 seconds at a time. There are two types of tires, primary and alternate. The alternate tires are faster but wear out quickly, while the primary tires last longer but are a bit slower. Firestone is the exclusive tire supplier and teams can choose their tire type at the start of the race. But they must use both types during the race. All teams use a standardized fuel called the Speedway E85, which is a blend of 85% ethanol and 15% gasoline. Now that we have covered the technical stuff, let's dive into the fun part: how drivers score points in IndyCar. The winner gets 50 points, the first runner-up gets 40 points, and the second runner-up gets 35 points. The driver in the 4th place gets 32 points, and then the point drops by 2 points for each position down to the 10th place. From 11th to 25th, the points decrease by 1 point per position, with the 25th place getting 5 points. Positions 25 to 33 all get 5 points each. Players also get bonus points such as 1 point for pole position, 1 point for leading a lap, and 2 points for leading the most laps. The Indy 500 is a massive 500-mile race, and the winner's face gets sculpted into the trophy along with all previous winners. Even though IndyCar might not be as fast as Formula 1, it still attracts almost 5 million fans per event because it's packed with action and excitement. IndyCar has played a huge role in shaping the motorsport world we know today, especially in America. Its contributions have significantly influenced the global motorsport scene we enjoy today. Now let's talk about NASCAR. It's a little different from IndyCar. NASCAR stands for the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, another popular sport with almost 14 million fans. The two most famous NASCAR events are the Daytona 500 and the Coca-Cola 600. NASCAR features cars that looks a lot like the ones you see on the street but are specially designed for racing. The races happen on oval-shaped tracks where drivers race to complete a set number of laps as quickly as possible. Each team has a dedicated crew, including drivers, spotters, crew chiefs, pit crew, and race shop staff. NASCAR drivers are like elite athletes. They train for years to handle the intense conditions of each race. Spotters are the unsung heroes, giving drivers crucial info about what's happening on the track. The crew chief is the mastermind behind the team strategy, and last but not least, the race sub-staff. They are the brains behind engineering those incredible race cars. Interestingly, the race cars look like the ones you see on the street. However, they go through extensive modifications to handle the intense demand of racing. In theory, you could buy the same car and modify it up to NASCAR standards. These cars have lightweight composite bodywork, 18-inch wheels and a sequential gearbox and independent rear suspension, all showing up some serious advanced engineering for high-speed action. NASCAR focuses not only on innovation but also on safety. The race cars come with advanced safety features like roll cages, reinforced tube frame chassis, and energy-absorbing materials. Plus, there are safer barriers and head and neck support devices to protect drivers during intense collisions. Under the hood, these beasts have naturally aspirated V8 engines pushing out around 750 horsepower, letting drivers hit speeds over 200 miles per hour on those oval tracks. They run on the Sunco Green E15 for optimal performance and efficiency, a fuel that's a blend of 85% ethanol and 15% gasoline. NASCAR also has strict rules about things like roof height and spoiler size, but teams can tweak the rear spoiler size and front splitter angles to get the best downforce and handling for different track shapes. Plus, the front suspension system with independent control arms and a solid axle rear suspension are key to how well the car performs. The cars run on Goodyear tires and teams have to manage a limited number of sets each race weekend because the tire strategy is crucial for success. NASCAR also does thorough inspection before and after each race to make sure all the rules are followed. With all the innovations in car design and track infrastructure, drivers are well protected even in high-speed crashes. Now let's talk about racetracks. These tracks mostly are in oval shapes, but they vary in length. There are short tracks that are under 1 mile, intermediate tracks between 1 and 2 miles, and super speedways like Daytona and Talladega, which are 2.5 miles or longer. Race lengths also vary. For example, the famous Daytona 500 covers 500 miles, which is 200 laps on a 2.5 mile oval. Other races can range from a few hundred miles to several hundred laps depending on the track. The length and number of laps really affect race strategy, including when to pit for fuel, tires and car adjustments. Pit stops are critical. Teams need to change tires and refuel super fast to stay in the game. Overall, the variety in track sizes and shapes make every race a unique challenge, testing both driver skills and team strategies. NASCAR's point system and starting positions follow some specific rules. Points are awarded based on where drivers finish in each race. The winner gets the most points, 40, and the points drop by 1 or 2 for each position down the line. Races are divided into stages, usually 2 or 3. Drivers earn extra points based on their position at the end of each race, which keeps the racing intense throughout the event. During the season, drivers can also earn playoff points for race wins and stage wins, which help them in the NASCAR playoffs and moving to the next round. At the end of the season, the driver with the most points, combining race points, stage points, and playoff points, win the championship. To set the starting grid for each race, NASCAR holds a qualifying session where drivers take timed laps on the track. The fastest times determine the starting positions, with the top driver getting the pole position and the rest lining up accordingly. If qualifying cannot be completed due to weather or other issues, NASCAR might use a provisional starting grid based on championship points or previous race results. Also, if a driver changes cars or teams, they can inherit the owner points from their new team to determine their starting position until they rack up their own points. Overall, NASCAR's point system and starting position rules aim to reward consistent performance and ensure fair and competitive racing based on driver skills and car performance. In short, IndyCar and NASCAR each offer their own unique thrills. Knowing their differences helps us appreciate the skill and strategy in each series. Whether you are into NASCAR's high-speed ovals or IndyCar's diverse tracks, there is a ton of excitement to enjoy. So no matter which you follow, get ready for an amazing ride. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for such exciting content. Your support helps us improve and bring you more great videos. So thank you for watching and see you next time.